All right. So, see this particular question. Answer the question below relating your answers only to salts in the following list. Okay, so we have a list. Okay, so this is what is sodium chloride. This is what is sodium chloride, that is NaCl. This is what is anhydrous calcium chloride, that is what is CaCl2. And this is what is copper sulfate and 5 water. Basically, what that means, we have three salts here. One is your NaCl, that is your sodium chloride. Then the another one is your CaCl2, that is your calcium chloride, and that is anhydrous. And last one is your copper sulfate, and that is what your 5H2O. Okay, this is your copper sulfate and 5H2O. The first part, what name is given to the water in the compound copper sulfate 5 water? Basically, the name is what? Copper sulfate, copper sulfate pentahydrate. Okay, this 5 for this is for what? Penta. Okay, so this is what a penta. So it is what? Pentahydrate. Okay. Okay, sorry, this is what your pentahydrate. So our first part is over. Look at the second part. If copper sulfate 5 water, that is copper sulfate pentahydrate, is heated, anhydrous copper sulfate is formed. What is its color? Okay, so basically what happens when you heat this CuSO4.5H2O, CuSO4.5H2O, when you heat it, okay, that is this delta sign. Delta sign is for what? Heating. Okay, and what is the color of this compound? This is what is blue crystal. Okay, this is what is blue crystal. Okay, and when you heat, what happens? CuSO4 plus, it becomes what? 5H2O, and this is what your white powder. Okay, this is what your white powder. So when you heat this blue crystal, that is your copper sulfate pentahydrate, you get what? Copper sulfate, and that is what your white powder. Okay, so I think your B part is also over. What is its color? So it's what? White. Okay, C, by what means other than heating could you dehydrate copper sulfate 5 water and obtain anhydrous copper sulfate? Okay, so we can use, this one is B, we can use some dehydrating agent. Okay, we can use some dehydrating agent like dehydrating agent like what? H2SO4, H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4, better to say concentrated H2SO4. So concentrated, in presence of concentrated H2SO4, this particular blue crystal, that is your copper sulfate pentahydrate, will lose this 5 water. Okay, so again, without heating, you can convert this CuSO4 5H2O into what? CuSO4 by the help of what? This concentrated H2SO4, which is what? Dehydrating agent. Which is what? Dehydrating agent. Okay, and see the last part. Which one of the salt is in the given list is what? Deliquescent. Okay, so the answer is what? Answer is what? Your answer of D part is what? Your CaCl2 anhydrous. Okay, CaCl2 anhydrous. Basically, deliquescent. Look at this term, that is what? Deliquescent. Deliquescent substances are those substances which basically what? Which basically absorbs moisture from atmosphere. Okay, it absorbs moisture, it absorbs moisture from atmosphere, and ultimately dissolve in it, ultimately dissolve in it to form a saturated solution, okay, saturated solution. And these type of substances are known as what? Deliquescent substance. So CaCl2, that is anhydrous calcium chloride, is what? Deliquescent. Okay, one more thing that is very important here, that your NaCl is also there, but NaCl, remember, NaCl is not a deliquescent substance. Okay, it's not a deliquescent substance, but usually you have observed in rainy season that our table salt what? Absorbs water. Okay, it's not a deliquescent substance. So why it is absorbing water? Because of the some impurity that is present in NaCl, like your MgCl2, that is your magnesium, that is your magnesium chloride. Okay, so it is what impurity in what, it is what impurity in NaCl, and because of that impurity it looks like that NaCl is what your deliquescent substance, but actually NaCl is not deliquescent. It's the impurity which is present in NaCl, that is MgCl2, is basically what, deliquescent. Okay, so this is very important. Your NaCl is not a pure NaCl, of course. This pure NaCl is not a deliquescent substance. Hope you understand this part.